In this podcast episode, Dr. Alison Wood Brooks, a Harvard Business School professor and expert on the science of communication, shares transformative insights on how to communicate with confidence and ease. Drawing from over a decade of research and her wildly popular course, Talk, How to Talk Gooder in Business and Life, Dr. Brooks unpacks why communication is the foundation of every relationship and offers practical strategies rooted in behavioral science to elevate everyday conversations. Dr. Brooks emphasizes that every person we know and every relationship we maintain is essentially a repeated sequence of conversations over time. These conversations are made up of countless tiny choices about what to say, when to listen, how to respond, what tone to adopt, and how to navigate the ebb and flow of dialogue. She asserts that even incremental improvements in our communication can profoundly enhance the quality of our relationships and, by extension, our entire lives. According to her, communication is not just a skill, but the very fabric of social connection, influence, and personal fulfillment. Those who master it enjoy higher status, respect, likability, and influence in all social contexts, whether at home, at work, or within friendships. Although Dr. Brooks was initially recruited to teach negotiation, a classic and well-established course at Harvard, she realized that negotiation happens relatively infrequently for most people, perhaps only every few months, whereas communication occurs continuously throughout the day. She noticed a gap. Highly talented students showed strategic thinking, but lacked skills in being engaging, empathetic, and dynamic communicators. Communication can be overwhelmingly complex, often derailed by common mistakes like focusing excessively on oneself, choosing poor topics, over or under questioning, bragging, or failing to understand the other's perspective. A core challenge lies in our human egocentrism. Our brain's self-centered survival instincts make it difficult to truly take another person's perspective and co-create meaningful conversations. Dr. Brooks stresses that conversation is co-constructed. It's not about what one person says, but how two or more people coordinate their dialogue to discover mutual understanding. To help demystify the complexity of conversations, Dr. Brooks introduces a simple yet powerful four-part framework that can guide better communication. Topics, asking, levity, and kindness, summarized as TALKT. The first piece, topics, addresses the importance of consciously selecting what you talk about. Most people think about everything from their outfit to the venue before a social interaction, but rarely prepare what to say once the conversation begins. Dr. Brooks encourages even a brief moment of topic preparation. Spending 30 seconds brainstorming potential subjects can drastically improve the enjoyment, fluency, and comfort of conversations. Being ready with topics, especially personalized ones tailored to who you're speaking with, reduces anxiety and awkward pauses. This applies from casual dates to family interactions and work meetings. She even shares her sister's innovative use of AI to generate conversation topics suited for elderly parents, demonstrating the potential of technology as a communication aid. Asking better, more frequent questions is vital to deepening connection and overcoming our innate self-focus. Dr. Brooks describes an exercise they call never-ending follow-up questions, illustrating how sustained curiosity invites the other person to open up and feel truly heard. Questions guide conversations further, illuminating others' perspectives and feelings, which counters egocentrism. However, for those on the receiving end of zero questions conversations, termed ZQS in her class, it can be a red flag, especially in intimate settings like dating or close relationships. Yet she offers a kind interpretation. Some people hesitate to ask questions due to fear of intruding or seeming incompetent. Thus, practicing compassionate, genuine questioning is both a strategic skill and an empathetic act. Levity, the third pillar, encompasses moments of humor, warmth, and lightness that counteract boredom and disengagement, often quieter killers of conversation than conflict. Humor's ability to raise status and ease social dynamics is profound. Even a single well-timed joke can boost leadership perception in groups. Importantly, self-deprecating humor or sharing personal vulnerabilities is a potent tool for those already perceived as competent and high status because it humanizes and fosters trust. For those who feel low status, levity can be more risky, but nonetheless remains a valuable technique to soften social interactions and build connection. The final element, kindness, reflects the everyday choices that demonstrate respect, empathy, and care through language and behavior. Kindness requires effort because relationships, especially intimate ones, demand patience and continual investment. It manifests in mindful listening, avoiding hurtful or excluding language, and seeking to understand the needs of others, whether offering a hug or helping with a cup of coffee. Dr. Brooks candidly acknowledges the challenge of sustaining kindness, but reinforces its central role in healthy, effective communication and relationship repair, including the power of genuine apologies to shift negative conversational cycles. Though the framework focuses on talking, Dr. Brooks underlines that listening is the glue that binds effective communication. She breaks listening into three parts: perceiving the speaker with senses, mentally processing their message, and then signaling back that you've understood and reflected on what was said. These responses, which may include paraphrasing, validational statements, or emotional affirmations, serve as vital checks to ensure accurate understanding and foster trust. High-quality listening distinguishes leaders and builds social status by creating psychological safety and authentic connection. Dr. Brooks addresses common challenges in communication, such as dominating conversation partners, interruptions, belittlement, and heated exchanges. In managing talkative or dominating individuals, she recommends redirecting group attention tactfully, using both verbal cues and nonverbal gestures like eye gaze to create equitable speaking opportunities for lower status members. When interrupted rudely, she suggests light humor or waiting for supportive allies in the room to intercede, framing the intervention kindly and collaboratively. Regarding belittling comments often coming from loved ones, Dr. Brooks encourages recognition of underlying insecurities as the root cause. She advocates for receptive language, a skillful balance of acknowledging the other's feelings while calmly setting boundaries by explaining how their words affect you. Dividing yourself into multiple parts, such as simultaneously being a loving daughter and a firm feedback giver, can powerfully diffuse tension and prevent escalation. If conversations become heated, she recommends emotional regulation techniques like taking breaks or reframing the interaction's tone before reconvening. It's also appropriate to state comfort boundaries directly, e.g., I want to talk, but not when the tone gets raised, fostering respect and clarity. Acknowledging the universal dislike of small talk, Dr. Brooks reframes it as a social ritual and warm-up that allows participants to search for better things. Using the metaphor of a topic pyramid, she explains how conversations ideally move from shallow, generic subjects to more personalized, engaging topics, finally reaching deep, vulnerable exchanges when appropriate. A critical driver of progress up this pyramid is skillful question asking and genuine curiosity, not performance or planned stories. An important mindset shift that Dr. Brooks encourages is moving from the pressure of being interesting to the liberating goal of being interested. By focusing attention on the other person's experiences, perspectives, and emotions, you tap into an essentially endless well of conversational material. This approach reduces anxiety and enhances authenticity, making interactions more rewarding and less forced. Dr. Brooks closes by reminding listeners that perfection in conversation is a myth. Conversations are messy, filled with interruptions, incomplete thoughts, and misunderstandings. She advocates granting grace to ourselves and others, understanding that mistakes and hurt feelings are inevitable, but also that communication driven by love is a profound gift. Ultimately, putting even small shifts into practice, starting with thinking ahead about topics, can dramatically improve the quality of our daily interactions and life as a whole.